and welcome back to my channel. And now that Halloween is over, I think it is safe to start talking about Christmas. And this year I'll be doing something that I've never done before. Last year I did a vlog about the differences between Scandinavian, maybe in particular Danish and British Christmas traditions. There are some similarities and there are quite a few differences. The biggest one is probably that in Denmark and the rest of Scandinavia and quite a few other places in Europe, we celebrate on the eve of the 24th. This means that Father Christmas arrives on the eve of the 24th. We sit down, not with Father Christmas, but we sit down for a huge dinner and have a lovely meal. Then we dance around the Christmas tree. And then we open presents. So that's like, you know, miles apart to what you do here in the UK or what you might do if you're watching from America or Australia. But because I now have a boy who lives here in London, I want him to be familiar with kind of both ways of doing things. I want him to go to school and say, oh yeah, you know, like we open presents on Christmas morning like everybody else, and then from time to time we'll throw in the Scandinavian side of things, so he gets to experience both. And for that reason this year I am going to do him a Christmas box, a Christmas Eve box. And this one we were sent by the lovely people at Prezzybox. We've worked with Prezzybox a few times before and we love their personalised items. Last year I got a really lovely bathrobe which I then later on managed to set on fire while I was cooking. So here's a tip: if you've got a lovely bathrobe and it's cotton and you've got a gas stove, please don't wear it while you cook, because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. I was really lucky that I kind of out the corner of my eye saw the sleeve as it caught fire and literally travelled up my arm, and I managed to strip it off and throw it in the sink yeah, rinse it down water, and nothing happened, luckily. And I was home alone, so it could really have been quite disastrous. But I loved that bathrobe, and it was personalised with the letters M-O-R, which is mum in Danish. So so there you go. So except for that, they do some amazing things, and you can pop onto their website. I'll leave a link down below, and you can see this brilliant range they have of things, including stuff like this. And so we had this one, as you can see, it says Caspian's Christmas Eve box. It's nice and light actually, which means, you know, little kids can carry it around themselves. It's got a little clasp here that you can close, open, and then it comes like this. So it's a good size for kids. I know some people do like a whole family box, and I would say this one is more aimed at one child, possibly two, depends on what you put in it. So Prezzybox and the lovely people at Jojo Mama Baby have also sent us some stuff to put in the box, so I thought I'd show you a bit of that. Just going to put this down. So one thing that, you know, I had to do a bit of research because I didn't actually know much about Christmas Eve boxes, because as I said, I haven't done one before. I haven't done one for Caspian the other years because I felt like he was just too little and he didn't really know what was going on. But this year, as I said, he's definitely caught on to Christmas, Father Christmas, Christmas trees. So I think he's going to be very, very excited when it gets closer to the actual thing. And for that reason, I did some research. I figured out one of the things that you need to put in a Christmas Eve box is a lovely set of Christmas Eve pyjamas. So we've, as I said, very kindly sent these ones from Jojo Mama Baby, which is a brand we absolutely love already, and they do really lovely clothes for kids and babies and even mums and mums to be. This one is a fluffy Rudolph, and it comes with some nice flannel pyjama bottoms as well. There's a little thread there, we'll just get that off. Really nice and soft. I went on their website and I could see, because we haven't tried their pyjamas before, but I could see that people were raving about these ones in particular, and I ordered them in a size 3 to 4, and they look really generous, which is good because I have a big boy. But in my research for Christmas Eve boxes, I also saw this recommendation from one mum, and I'm sure if you've done these before you might have come up with the same thing, because they get these pyjamas on the eve of the 24th, and they are often quite Christmassy. Of course, you don't have to do Christmas pyjamas. You can do normal pyjamas that they can wear throughout the year, but if you choose to do the Christmas ones, then it's a good idea to size up. Her recommendation was she always made them quite big, so even though they might be a bit big when they wore them on the eve of the 24th, then they could use them the following year all through November and December until they get a new pair. So it's a good tip there is to buy them slightly big so that they fit them the next Christmas, so you've got something to put them in all through the Christmas month. So those ones are going in there. Then, as part of the stuff we were sent by Prezzybox is this one. It kind of matches a bit with the stag and the reindeer on there. It's a hot water bottle, and I must say that I kind of snuck this in more for me than for Caspian, but our house does get quite cold at Christmas. We do have some lovely fireplaces, but sometimes it's just nice to snuggle up with a lovely hot water bottle. And we live close to Richmond Park and Bushy Park, and we've got all these beautiful deer and stags over there at the moment, but I thought that this one really matched the area and our house. So if it's not actually going in the box, it's definitely something that we're going to use a lot this winter. Then of course you need something that's a bit festive, and maybe something that can entertain the kids during Christmas Eve as they wait to go to sleep and wake up, and all the excitement that is there. So for that we've got the Peppa Pig and Me book. It's again a personalised book that you can get with the famous Piggy, and this one is where Peppa Pig goes to Caspian's Christmas party. So it's basically a story about how Peppa Pig is invited to Caspian's Christmas party, and it is just such a lovely little book. Caspian is still a huge fan of this girl, if you want to call her that, so I'm sure this one is going to be a hit. And he's coming up to 3 in February, so he's really starting to understand about himself. We had a lovely trip to Denmark last week, and we went to see my mum, and she lives sort of outside of Copenhagen. You only need to go about 20-25 minutes by car outside of Copenhagen. You've got lovely fields with cows, and so we were taking a walk one day, and Caspian stopped and looked at this cow and went, "Hello, I am Kappa." He calls himself Kappa. We've given him such a tricky name to pronounce, so he shortened it to Kappa, which I think is really cute. And then he went, "This is Mormor," which is grandma in Danish. So he was kind of introducing the whole family to this lovely cow, but it means that he's starting to understand about himself and his name and who he is. So I think he's really going to love this book, which has him. You can personalise it, so you choose the hair colour and eye colour. I'm not sure about the clothes, but you know, gender, of course, that kind of thing, and to make it look as close to your little one as possible. I will link to the individual items as much as I can down below if you're looking for one thing in particular. Then, as I said, he is absolutely obsessed with Father Christmas at the moment, and of course he's spotting him everywhere. Christmas decorations are coming out, and hopefully we're going to go and meet Father Christmas at his grotto somewhere. I haven't booked anything, so I hope it's not too late, and he can meet the big man in person, but till then we got him this lovely little snow globe, which also has his name on it, and of course when you shake it you get snow, glittery snow. So I thought that was really cute. It's again something that can be brought out year after year. So if it doesn't go into his Christmas Eve box next year, we can just bring it out earlier, put it in his room. And maybe I can get away with saying that that's Father Christmas, and in there he's watching him, so he better be behave if he's gonna get any presents. So that's gonna go in there as well. Then of course, in my research I also realized that you need some lovely treats and something to eat, snack on, but maybe you could turn it into a bit of an activity. So you need to entertain them on the 24th, and so I found these Christmassy cookie cutters at TK Maxx, which is also where I bought this lovely jumper, by the way, in case you were wondering. I thought it was quite cool. It's not that you know, over the top sort of cliche festive, and I really like the print on it. So if you're looking for something, they've actually got a really lovely collection. So I bought these cookie cutters from TK Maxx. There's a reindeer one and a Father Christmas. We call him julemanden in Danish, if anyone was sitting there going, I wonder what it's called in Danish, since you have a tendency to steal our words like hygge and that kind of thing. So that's julemanden. He's still called Rudolph, same thing, more or less. So yeah, so I'm thinking that we're gonna do some baking on the day of the 24th, or eve of the 24th, and make some lovely cookies. I'll get some stuff to decorate them, and he can just kind of go crazy with that. So they're going in there as well. Then I've got a boy who is obsessed with chocolate in particular. I don't know where he gets it from. I mean, so Prezzybox also sent us a bar of personalised Father Christmas chocolate, all the way from the North Pole. It says Merry Christmas Caspian. On the back it says wishing you a very Merry Christmas. So I'm sure I really have to hide this. He is like a bloodhound when it comes to chocolate. I will hide it somewhere, and within minutes he will have sniffed it out, and he'll come walking in the living room going, chocolate! And I don't know how he spotted it, found it, sniffed it out. So I really have to be careful with this one, and hide it well. Then, of course, I thought there should be some Danish treats in here, and as we were just in Denmark and the Christmas stuff is coming out over there as well, I got this. If you're watching and you're Danish or Scandinavian, you will know these. These have been around basically since I was a little girl. I'm not even sure if this brand is Scandinavian or Danish. It might be German. But anyway, we've had these. Now it could be Finnish though. No, it's Swedish. Finnish. I'm not sure. It could be Finnish, which is not part of Scandinavia, in case you didn't know. Actually, people like to include, it's part of the Nordic countries, but not part of Scandinavia. Scandinavia is just Denmark, Norway and Sweden. Anyway, this is Ulis Cup, which is basically just Father Christmas shaped marshmallows. But they're really nice and chewy and fun and lovely, and a lot of people eat them around Christmas time, so I'm sure he's going to love those. And I'll pop them in as well. Then the big thing I've seen a lot of people do, it seems like that is the thing you need on Christmas Eve, which is of course hot chocolate. And when I went to TK Maxx, I did pick up this mug, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. It was only, I think, let's see, I've still got the price tag on, £3.99, so not bad. The best part of it, you know, is, yes, of course, it's shaped like a polar bear, but the best part of it, I think, was the lid. You know, like, how genius is that? You know, like, first of all, if it's for yourself and you've got little kids, we all have this issue about drinking cold tea, cold hot chocolate, cold coffee. So if you buy it for you, at least you can pop the lid on when your kid is screaming for you or your baby is crying, and that way you've got some chance of it staying reasonably warm. Or if it's for your kid and they're not drinking that fast and you want to keep it sort of lukewarm, then pop the lid on, or if they're running around you can pop it on, and hopefully it will save you from too many disasters. I thought it was super cute. I think they had a few other faces, like an elf one maybe, and penguin, I'm not sure, but pop to TK Maxx and you'll find these, and I thought they were very, very cute. So yes, we're going to make some hot chocolate, and there's this traditional way, I think, of doing it in Denmark. You know, you melt proper chocolate, and you heat up milk, and then you melt proper pieces of chocolate into it and stir it up, and then you serve it with freshly whipped cream. That was a tricky one to say, on top. So that, and then I found these little, they were actually in a charity shop, little coasters. Let's do it again. Everything is Father Christmas because I know he's obsessed. And then we've got this very Nordic, that's probably why I fell for them, a very Nordic looking reindeer here. So so fits in with the Scandi theme, so put that there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna put in his Christmas Eve box. I'd love to hear if there's anything you would add, if there's anything that you do that's special to your family. I'd love to learn more about traditions, so please leave that in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I'll link to everything. Is there anything particularly you want to add to yours and get before the big night and morning? So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.